Health officials in Pueblo are putting a new emphasis this year on suicide prevention, a new coalition forming in response to a study recently released by the Attorney General's office.
News 5's Andy Cohen in our Pueblo studio tonight with more on the report's findings and, more importantly, Andy, what the community doing to try and reduce those numbers.
Yeah, Robin, Elizabeth, both Pueblo and El Paso County were studied as part of this report because our communities have a higher teen suicide rate per capita than other communities around the state. But I pulled out this table specifically because I wanted to show you that in Pueblo, it is the youngest age group, 10 to 18 years old, that are the most vulnerable, completing suicide at a rate of 13% here, which is almost double the state average.
Social media and cyberbullying, substance abuse, and anxiety about failing all are risk factors the authors of this study associate with higher suicide rates. But there are some unique challenges facing young people in Pueblo in particular.
In terms of Pueblo, we had specifically a lot higher rates of economic instability and sort of poverty,
which can add to stress and make it harder to access mental health care. The Pueblo Health Department is joining a coalition of community partners this year to work to prevent youth and adult suicide. Their goal is to get everyone working together to confront these social challenges directly.
I'm very optimistic, especially because this suicide prevention coalition is not tied to any specific grants that can run out. And that was one of the big barriers that we saw in the youth suicide report, was that grants could run out and these efforts would no longer exist.
And he says a good place to start is to encourage young people to seek mental health care and not be afraid to talk about it, especially in their own homes.
Suicide and mental health are not issues that should be silenced. We should be talking about them openly and honestly.
And some of the strengths that were highlighted about Pueblo in this report: a strong sense of community pride and strong family connections. The health officials we talked to say they can work with that as they build their strategy to prevent more youth suicides moving forward. Watching out for you, Pueblo. Andy Cohen, News 5.